Well, my Bible study, we just opened the book of Revelation, figuratively speaking, because we will know it's open when the Antichrist receives his crown. And there's a lot to get into today because today's that big day that we were looking at as a potential possibility. I don't have anything in Michael's prep. I do have a text to read from him. So we will, let me see here. But so it's loading right now, the Bible study. And wouldn't it be amazing if he went down right now? Because wouldn't it be amazing if the Lord timed out the deadly wound moment when you read about it in Revelation 6? And well, sure it would. That would be amazing. And the last time we read this verse, it was December 30th. We showed when we went back to the previous Revelation study. So and that's 3.5 months. So that occurs again at the beginning of August, which is perfect because the end of July or the beginning of August, that's 7/27 when Earl was born, 7/27 when Candy's fiance was born, 7/27 the length of biped goat, and August 2nd, 8:02 text to Trump, and when I sat her down and asked for a divorce. So that would be excellent timing. And the next time, 3.5 months from that again, is the middle of November, and that's Revelation 11:17. So, you know, if the Lord was going to time out the deadly wound false flag event at the same day that we read about it, where it says, you know, he had a crown given to him, because I just explained what that's all about. Those would be the time frames. It'd be today, whenever it lands in late July or early August, and whenever it lands in the middle of November. Those are the next times that we'll be going about it. So I hope you all have been able to get to or get through the Trump series as far as you know, that playlist that I just made. But the AI being the ghost in the machine, marking the beast, and them telling you with their own words, that's absolutely fascinating, folks. You've got to go through that and read that. It's just it's absolutely riveting. Absolutely riveting, absolutely fascinating to come across that. And to hear them tell you with their own words and share it with people. Good grief, share it with people. And you know, I don't know any other way to say it other than it. Understand it, absorb it, and share it. There, and that's how we add it to the playlist. So that's how we get all that done, huh? All right. So I found out today that the pagan Easter is set up on the Sunday after the first full moon after the spring equinox. So the pink full moon is what we're talking about. It went full yesterday, so today is Easter Sunday. So it literally fell right on it within 24 hours. I mean, it's pretty hard to time it out. So it's a very well timed out Easter, being that the full moon is within 24 hours of it. I mean, usually I wouldn't think it'd be anywhere near that close. So it just has to be after that full moon. You know, if the full moon was on Sunday or a Monday, then it would have to be the following weeks. It'd be 5 days later. Well, this is like within 24 hours of it. And I thought, well, why don't you add 88 days to today's, because today's such a landmark day based off all the things that Michael found. Because CNN headline news. I mean, Trump's not down yet, right? But a lot of things that Michael did was pointing to today. And 666 days from this, 888 days from that, all hit right on today. They were both eclipses, if I'm not mistaken. And he told me I need to go back and add to the spreadsheet, and I will. I will pause each time I do it, so I don't waste your time with you watching me do it like you did me loading the Bible study. But I will, all the eclipses from 2020 on, that began in 2020 on, and there was one right there on, you know, Janus Tenant, or transfer portal day of 2022. Well, in 2020, there was an eclipse on that day. So from that one on, we're going to chart. Now, when I went up 88 days from today, just out of curiosity, I was like, well, let's find out what it lands on. So I went up 88 days from today's big day, and it lands on my wedding anniversary to, you know, I'm Candyman, Trump's Candyman, for my second wife when we got married, July 14th. And so I was like, wow, okay. Well, that's interesting. And there's a full moon on the day before, July 13th. So I was like, well, you know, just like looking at stuff. So that was interesting. Now let's go on to what Michael said in text. Let me pause, make sure I read it from the right spot, that I have stuff I haven't already read. I was looking at that Trump birth right there. When Trump was born, and how the next progression of that lands on the 29th. I remember specifically because I was dating a girl that was born on April 30th. And I remember there was a terrorist attack, a fire, some big event. I want to say it was April, because it was the day before her birthday. And I really remembered it was because she had a friend whose birthday was the day before her, and it was on her birthday, April, you know how I remember dates, but April 29th, and it would have been 1990, I think. Let me check real quick. I didn't really see anything on that date, but God, I quit looking. Hang on. I don't know. Anyway, so 27713 divided by 37, it's 749 progressions. And what is Michael saying about that? Hang on. All right, he's saying it's one day before the solar eclipse on 4/30/2022. Both of them this year are partial. We don't get another total until we think the abomination of desolation takes place. He goes on to text, and 3959 weeks, 107 progressions of 37. So the amount of weeks, 3959. All right, I like it. Today is the 107th day of the year, by the way. And 2 weeks later on, 5/14, Trump turns, and we've told you all that, you know, how he turns, who is it that told us that? Mark did. And he's a new Facebook friend and has that Twitter account. And he told us, and Michael's telling us too. So yeah, it's two people that have really recognized this. I think it's fascinating. Trump turns exactly 9/11 months, and Israel turns 888 months on that exact day of 5/14/2022. Israel will also turn exactly 74 years old on that date, and 74 is your second progression of 37. And he said 74 equals Lucifer. We have got to be getting so close now, he said. On Trump's birthday, 7/14/2001. On Trump's birthday, 6/14/2001, he turned exactly 55 years old and 660 months old. 55 is Satan. I'm assuming also in Gematria. Also, if you include both days, 6/14/1946 to 6/14/2001, there are 20090 days. So that's 20,090 days. The next day would fall exactly on 20091, which is 543 progressions of 37. So there's a lot of things hitting on a day and then the following day with 9/11, and he's saying we need to be looking at this 29th and 30th time frame, along with the middle of May, also May 14th, May 15th, May 16th, with that next full moon on the 16th. And certainly agree with that. Love it. Good stuff, Michael. Other book of Revelation open to, okay, went over that. So the only thing I really have left, well, I'll get to the tracking last. I just still need to go over a few items here. I don't think I went over this with y'all. I don't think I did on this channel.
Well, to make matters worse, I'm watching this movie called Yesterday.
Yesterday.
2022 mark.
It's at the 2022 mark, and years before and years after it, but it is on 2022. But I like, notice the 156, which 9/11 is the 156 prime number. It's the 156 prime number. And it's fused with 6/14, Trump's birthday. So it's like 9/11 Donald Trump is fused into the movie Yesterday, the length of it. And at the 2020 mark, the 2022 mark, the guy's right eye is utterly dark.
Notice the 6/14, Trump's birthday, fused with
I didn't know I spoke about that in the video.
And 9/11 is the 156th prime number.
Fascinating. Thank you. Right eye
is darkened.
Yep, that was pretty slick, wasn't it? All right, so next. Get the 153 coded. What's that all about?
Number for the church is 153.
Apparently, she's having dinner with the head of the label, and you're meant to be FaceTiming. Just go, Wookie. 1 minute 53.
1 minute 50.
1 minute 53. Okay. 1 minute 53.
Because he said you got 2 minutes. And then after he makes that remark, he goes, okay, then 153. So just a little coding going on there. So, we think we're close to the Trump event. Okay. We get it.
And if he goes down today, they told us in another way too. Watch this. Got the gun right over his shoulder as all these people spoke.
So say it with me, everyone. Happy Easter.
So the rifle is right over him. You know what I'm saying? At Easter. So, hey, I mean, it's only 11:02 a.m. Now, this one actually I loaded first, but since it was longer, it came out. But this should have been first.
Well, I don't know if the 007 is a coincidence.
Probably.
Trump comes on, or they pretend he does, and he does drop the 500 as Antichrist is G500 for G for Greek.
Thank you, Jamie.
500 for Antichrist, and that's the number of Strong's concordance for Antichrist.
I was just waking up. Can you tell?
Kind of like the technology.
No caffeine for me today.
Yeah.
Taking a break.
Apologize to me like that awful Captain Crunch. He was very rude to me at Count Chocula's 500th birthday.
500.
It is 500th birthday. Haha. So a better view. This also loaded before the other one. I got gnats flying all over in front of my face and my screen here. I sit right next to glass sliding doors, and
All right, there's your better visual.
so the 1026,
Got the
we've
A
showed
for
you this
Antichrist.
already. The James Bond, the little yellow car, and here he's getting shot at with the
And just to
1026.
show you that they really want you to focus on that 1026 or 102.
We haven't been properly introduced, Melina. My name is Bond. James Bond.
Commentary fair use for educational purposes. James Bond there, ladies and gentlemen.
So it's about to hit right there. They give you the 1026 again.
Yeah,
That's not an accident.
yeah, for that thing to be sticking out like a sore thumb like that. Yeah. And this was one that took a while to load. I actually did this one before the other two.
So
And,
the gunshots at Bond.
But he's getting shot at, bullets flying all over that 1026 car.
Are gunfire and all that. 88 miles per hour for this year, backwards. 88 miles per hour bullets. What's that 1026?
So the 1026, they just cars just getting bulleted with shots. So 1026 gunshots. That's pretty much it with that. A couple things in prep. Don't forget the Writing on the Wall song, right? It was in, I believe it was Spectre. Sam Smith, James Bond theme song. And so it's called Writing on the Wall. And it was Spectres. Okay. Well, it's Daniel Craig, and the book of Daniel is where you get the writing on the wall. So I just thought that was interesting. Figured I'd share it with y'all. Book of Daniel, Writing on the Wall. I believe it's 4. It's 5. Okay. I knew it was 4 or 5, somewhere in that realm. So yeah, the hand comes out, like in the Addams Family, the hand. And it just starts writing. It's just a hand. So I love the book of Daniel. I just love that book. July 2020, June, July. Okay, so let's go ahead on and chart them for y'all. Now, as I'm charting these, I mean, I know I look too much into numbers, but I might as well throw everything at y'all and just see what sticks. As I finished Revelation 5, and then you move into Revelation 6, which is what column 1 was. It ended on 6:2, but at least it did go through the crowning of the Antichrist, right? And right before it is the Bible verse before you get to Revelation 6, the very last verse of chapter 5. It's the 4 and 20 elders. So, you have to start looking. 420, right after that, he gets his crowning. So I don't know. You start getting into the week after 420, 4 and 20 elders. And, there's a lot coming up. Now I'm going to have to change all these. I'll have to up every one of these. Everything that's on the 17th and then on the 18th, once we pass those days, I'll move them up to the next date. Now, this annular, first of all, the Great Conjunction, we're gonna chart that one. And the Great Conjunction hits on April 16th. So that's passed. So I'll go to that one next. We'll go to the next one. But I'll do all those, not on your time. On my time, I'll do those. And so all the eclipses that began when the illness began, and the illness was said to begin somewhere around the middle of December. Some people say December 1st. Some say, like they got other dates in early December, the first detection, whatever. So the first eclipse in that frame is December 26th. And that lands on April 25th, which Earl's passing. My version of the 58, until we can figure out what that 58 means. That's what I'm going to go with. And so that's all for April 25th. So Earl's passing does run alongside as a 37 progression with the first eclipse that took place in that time frame of when the illness began, or when the rituals began. Because there was nothing else anywhere near it. There wasn't anything in November or early December. There was nothing in November, nothing in October. So there's nothing near it. Okay. So that's why I'm going with that annular solar December 26th. Now, when you click the lunar, you do get a 121. And they keep coding that 121 in the Dark Knight Rises. And there was a total lunar eclipse on 1/21/2019. So we might as well chart that too. That one's going to hit in 2 days. Because 1184. So that would hit on the 19th. 1184 is a progression. Whoops. 32 progressions. Don't forget, there were 4 lunar eclipses in 2020. And there were also those feast day eclipses, I think, in 2014. I think I saw that. And those might be interesting because they fell on Jewish feast days. So yeah, there's 6 eclipses I've got to chart here. So hang on. What Michael really focused on was the June 5th to July 5th, and there was a solar in between. So there's 3 eclipses within one calendar month, June 5th to July 5th, or within, 30, 31 days, whatever, 30 days. So those are going to be in here, and, something to focus on. Because what Michael's saying, what he's proven is that everything bounces off an eclipse when it comes to these 37 progressions. So we have to have them loaded. I've just charted this other stuff in my personal life or whatever, just to see if they will connect to an eclipse. We have to have them charted in order to do that. Now, what's interesting as I get into these penumbrals, January 10th, June 5th, they're only apart a day. May 10th, May 9th. So yeah, again, we're tracking the Great Conjunction, a few in the 2019 timeframe. And then everything from 2020 on, we're going to track. And there's a lot in 2020, so they're taking some time. And I'm starting some porridge and some apples, you know, some oatmeal and all that stuff. So I'll probably won't finish this with you. Well, hopefully I will. Hang on. Well, this is the one Michael liked. He liked the solar because it hits tomorrow. But if you back it up a day, it's hitting today. You just have to, you know, include both dates. So we put the -1 anytime that we do that, we just put the -1. That lets us know we include both dates as a bookend. But April 18th is tomorrow. And that's still in play. Doesn't have to hit on the 17th. So that's interesting. And I had put that on the wrong place. That's the June 21st annual eclipse in 2020. This is what Michael was talking about, May Day. He said we really have to look at May Day. He said that whole there's a solar eclipse this year on April 30th. It's partial. And then the day after is this July 5th penumbral lunar from 2020. So he's just, you know, he's this is what he talked about to me on the phone that I said, okay, I know what to track. I know what I need to go do. And now it's all starting to make sense. I don't know if Michael told me this or not, but there's 2 penumbral eclipses that land on the same day. That May 2nd or that May 1st. So that's super interesting. We got one more to go here. 518 divided by 37 is 14 progressions. We get that on the total lunar eclipse lands from the pokey poke date, solar eclipse. That was a total solar eclipse to a total lunar eclipse. Oh boy. And the amount of days is 518. And I tell you what I like about the 518. That was my marriage number to the 88. That was my marriage number to her 88. 2 digits out, I was 52, but 3 digits out, I was 518. Because my first wife, 62848. Remember, she's 8 times 4 times 1964 times my number. So my original marriage number was 517. When you go out 2 digits, it goes to 518. And don't forget, my second wife, her and her kids came up to 518 combined. There was her son, daughter, and her. I'm sorry, they came to 629. My second wife progression. What was it? It was yeah. Candy and her daughter had the 518 in their number, in their combined number. But there was something else. Hang on just a second. That's what it was. It was me combined with the 2 children and the mother came to 518. So stepson, stepdaughter, mother, and myself. Together, we came up to the 518, which was her 88. And don't forget, there's a 411 in the middle of that, and that's the day I met her. That's the number for October 22nd, 2005, when I met her. Also has the 1111 in there. It's a crazy number, man. But when I met her, it was 22nd of October 2005, 4411. So that May 16th for the last total solar eclipse. No, it's not the last one, but it was the poke solar eclipse. For a total solar eclipse to progress to a total lunar eclipse, to land right on it, is big. Now that doesn't include both dates when you do that. That would be 5/15 the day before. That would be on a Sunday when he would be playing golf, allegedly. But you know what I'm saying. So that's big. That's a big one. Anyways, I want to stop there and go eat. And I will end up adding 2021s. And then there were another group that I need to add. And that was lunar eclipses that all land on Jewish feast days. What year did each lunar eclipse land on a Jewish feast day? Israel and the Four Blood Moons community. It was 2014. Those have got to be hit on. They call it a tetrad. And so those eclipses must be researched. The tetrad of 2014. Now, I think that overlaps 2 different years, 2014 and 2015. Yeah. Each one of those need to be looked at big time. They were blood moons and they all landed on Jewish feast days. And they were all in a row. So it was April 15th, 2014, October 8th, 2014, April 4th, 2015, and the 4th of September, and excuse me, the 4th, and then September 28th, 2015. So there they are right there. All within there's 4 blood moons in a row. They called them a tetrad. That's supposed to be a big deal. So all of those need to be tracked, right? We agree with that? All right, and I will. Love y'all very much. And hey, still alive, right? CNN headline news. Yep. If it hasn't happened by now, playing golf, I mean, I don't know. What time did he start? I don't know. All right, love y'all.